Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed.
It is 2025, and we figured we just come and give you guys a little wrap up of what we had going on in 2024 and just kind of go through our year with you.
Let's dive on in.
We had an incredible year, so incredible that we spent 36 days at sea.
That don't seem like nearly enough.
It don't seem like enough.
No.
But we also traveled on 7 different cruise lines.
Name them off.
Okay, here we go.
Take 2.
Royal Caribbean, NCL, Margaritaville, MSC, Celebrity, Disney, and Virgin Voyages.
That is
7.
Good
job. We also hit 16 different cruise ports.
We're not going to name those.
No, we're not. We cruised to 10 different countries.
Not naming those either.
Not those either. And we actually traveled 133 days. 133 days we were traveling last year.
So that's more than a third of the year.
More than a third of the year.
And you claim we don't do anything.
It doesn't feel like it. But also, listen, tell us how many subscribers we gained last year.
2,868 subscribers.
2,868 new subscribers to Parkers on the Go, and we appreciate every single one.
Every single one.
So let's do a quick recap of what we had going on in 2024. And I think we should start with the biggest thing that we did, which was
Icon of the Seas, the new icon of vacations.
It's a new way of vacationing, baby. And what did we think about Icon of the Seas? First of all, Icon, we waited 2 years.
2 years.
To get on that ship. And we were one of the lucky few who did not pay 2 arms and a leg to do it.
No, we just paid one arm and one leg for it. How much did we, for disclosure?
We paid a little under $3,500 to cruise on Icon of the Seas, and we cruised in a Central Park balcony.
And that was for 7 days and 6 nights.
7 days and 6 nights.
My opinion is of Icon of the Seas, it is a very nice ship.
Yes.
It is spectacular, visually pleasing on almost every level.
Mm-hmm.
I found it to be a tad bit overrated.
Ooh.
But maybe I was jaded by the price tag.
I think the price tag did jade it, but also it's a lot of ship, and unfortunately 7 days is not enough. You would think it would be, but it's not enough. No, not nearly.
Overall, I would do it again at a smaller price tag. It is, if you can fit it into your budget, it is worth doing for sure.
One of the highlights of the cruise is that because it wasn't an inaugural sailing, we did get to cruise with a lot of our friends. So we appreciate getting to spend that time with our friends, but also getting some of those almost first views of Icon, because Royal did something sneaky this year. They kind of snuck in a few pre-cruise sailings on us. And we weren't the first, but we also weren't the last.
So also on the Icon was one of the first. That was the first time we had been in water on a cruise ship.
This is true. One thing we are not known for is getting in pools or water slides on cruise ships. But this time, since Icon was such a big deal, we waited so long to get on that ship, we decided that we were going to do something that we promised you guys we were going to do, which was take a plunge on the ship.
Thanks to the people who watched, because that was actually our most watched video.
Yes.
And our most viewed content. So we like to thank everybody out there who contributed it just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's move on to March, because we took a little break in February because Icon kind of bled into February a little bit. So let's move on to March. What did we do in March?
We hosted a group cruise.
Absolutely. So
we hosted a group cruise and we left out of Port Canaveral.
Yes.
And pre-cruise, we decided to go to Universal Studios.
Absolutely. So we were a small but mighty group, and we appreciate those who joined us. But we did stayed at Dockside, and we went to Universal Studios as a pre-cruise kind of hangout. And we rode a couple of rides, we watched a parade, and we hung out at the Dockside, which was our pre-cruise stay. And our sponsor of the year award is going to go to Cruise Control Transportations, who was amazing enough to provide us with transportation, not only from the airport, but to the hotel, and from the hotel to the cruise port, from the cruise port to the airport. Let me tell you, their service is absolutely amazing.
Impeccable.
And if you are looking for transportation anywhere in the Orlando or Port Canaveral area, please reach out to Cruise Control Transportation. I will put our discount code on the screen, and you just reach out to them and tell them that Parker's on the Go sent you.
So the cruise that we took for a group cruise was the Mariner of the Seas.
Mariner is not only our favorite ship, but our favorite thing about that ship was it kind of gives the Oasis class feel on the inside without having the Oasis class size. Also, we were able to hang out and have some one-on-one time with the people who cruise with us, and I think that made for a great time overall.
Anytime you get to hang out with friends and family, it's always a great thing.
Yes. What was your favorite activity in that cruise?
We forgot to mention this with Icon. We actually got to go to Hideaway Beach, their new adults-only part of Coco Cay.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
We had a time.
Both trips there, it was an amazing time. The atmosphere was amazing. People there were amazing. It was a lot of fun.
I feel like every time we go to Coco Cay that we're going to make it our business to go to Hideaway.
Yeah, 100.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have not tried Hideaway yet, make sure you get there.
Yes. So now we're into April. Siobhan, take it away.
April, we decided to take a small, quick little trip, courtesy of my husband here who found it, on the NCL Sky. This was a repositioning cruise from the Dominican Republic to Miami. It was a first for us because it was the first time we had flown internationally, and also it was our first repositioning cruise. But the cruise was not my favorite.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do a wrap up or an awards ceremony here, but this is my vote for worst cruise of the year.
You put in your nomination?
Yeah. Even though it was only 3 days and 2 nights.
3 days and 2 nights, yes.
It was the worst cruise of the year.
Absolutely. And it had nothing to do with the amount of time. I think it was just the absolute. Listen, I still, and this is my second NCL sailing, have not figured out if I like NCL or not. And I don't know how much we're going to pour back into this, but we have become the channel of second chances, apparently. So maybe a third chance will do the trick.
So kind of what made it the worst cruise is the atmosphere was not lively at all.
No.
And the food was not good at all. So between the atmosphere and the food, that's what made this cruise a dud.
Now, we know the atmosphere can be different depending on what cruise you're on and who's on that sailing. The people kind of make the cruise. The cruise lines make the food. And that food was not what I was expecting, especially coming from the Viva, because I had hyped up NCL so much to Brandon about the food. So it was a major disappointment.
The second worst wings at sea.
Second.
It's a tie for first on the worst wings at sea.
All right.
But that's all I got for you.
That's all you got?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to now move on to May. And May, we didn't cruise, but we did celebrate my birthday. We were blessed enough to have a few friends join us for a day in the park at Epcot. The one thing that I wanted to do to celebrate my 45th birthday was go to Epcot and drink around the world. We kind of drunk around the world. We did the best we could with the time we had.
No, I don't think y'all did. I think you had like 3 or 4 drinks. You're like, yeah.
Listen, if you're going to drink around the world, you have to dedicate the day to drinking around the world. The problem is I like to ride. So yeah, the riding and drinking did not mix. If you're going to do it, dedicate the day to just drinking around the world. But nonetheless, I had an amazing time and I got to hang out with some of my friends.
And I was just there to be a cameraman. Okay, so let's move to June.
we had a major family milestone. Our daughter, Shay, graduated from high school, and that is what we spent our June doing, preparing for graduation and getting her prepared to leave the nest and go to college. So we want to say, again, congratulations to Shay on that milestone, and congratulations to us for making it through.
Yeah, it's more congratulations to us. What about us? We matter.
We matter. So, yeah, that's what our June consisted of, and we're just so proud of her.
Okay, so that kind of transitions us into July to kind of culminate the graduation celebration.
We decided we wanted to try something a little different. And if you guys did not know, in 2023, we took our hand at selling on the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. And we decided that we were going to do the same with the Islander. And Brandon and I and 3 young ladies took a trip on the Islander and experienced a 4th of July sailing on that ship.
It was okay.
It was interesting.
It was just, I don't even know if it was just okay. There was a lot of significant upgrades made from the previous sailing we took in 2023, but they still have a lot of work to do, primarily with the food.
It started off high. The food started off high, and then it just slowly did that.
The food started off above average,
yeah,
and then it went to below average by the end of the cruise. So that's still something they can work on. And they also need to work on their holiday celebrations.
Yeah, I think so. I think they could work on that a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know where I got it from. I was expecting some grand Disney type fireworks celebration, and we didn't even have sparklers. So
they sitting here holding the ship together with duct tape and warming your food up on serving pans, but you expecting fireworks.
Listen, I don't know what I was expecting, but nonetheless, we moved past it. We did the sailing, and we had a good time.
We had an okay time.
Brandon just ain't gonna give it nothing else besides that.
Moving on to August, which just so happens to be my birthday month.
Absolutely.
We also did something that we swore off back in 2023, and that was take an MSC cruise. And we took this one on a Magnifica, and the results could not have been more different.
Would you say that this was a redemption story for MSC for us?
It was a redemption story.
I will have to say that the Magnifica definitely turned things around for us on MSC, and it really put MSC back on the table for us booking sailings with them.
It was one of my favorite. It may have been my favorite cruise this year.
What was the best part about it?
Just everything was better. Like the food was good, the shows were good, the atmosphere was good. I think the ports we went to were good. Just it was a complete sailing. Like it is. I'll say it was my second favorite cruise of the year.
Oh wow!
Just
MSC.
There was nothing. I don't have a single complaint about that cruise at all.
Wow.
Other than this is the only negative is
I knew it was too good to be true.
The community seating for dinner.
We were lucky enough that we did have great table mates, but you're not going to always get that. So we appreciate and enjoyed having that time with our table mates. We are vloggers, and we do tend to pull out our camera and record, and we try not to disturb other people when doing so. Therefore, usually when you're vlogging, the community seating is not preferable, but we made the most out of it.
We did.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the only negative. Mark, second favorite cruise of the year.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. They stepped their game up. You remember we told them
there's levels to this.
They have to step their game up, and they definitely stepped their game up.
All right. So let's take a break from the cruise ships and the high seas. Let's bring it back to land. What did we do in September?
In September, we were blessed enough to be invited back for the second time to the Gillis Memorial Community Church Entrepreneurial Day, or Entrepreneurs Day, and
in Baltimore, Maryland.
And we would like to send a big and special shout out to our channel members, Miss Carla and Miss Carnita Cox, and we appreciate them inviting us back. Now, what did we do?
I didn't do anything, so just stand there and try to look pretty. You're the one who you taught it mini editing course.
Yes, I did. And it was a great time. And we gave away door prizes to the ones who attended the course. And it was a good time. We always enjoy spending that time. If you are interested in coming next year, we will be back again teaching another editing course. This time it'll be a little more hands-on with Brandon. But if you are interested, please reach out to Carnita Cox, and I will put their information in the description, or Miss Carla, and they will get you signed up. It is a free event for the community, so there's nothing to pay. Hopefully one day we can get some kind of event like that in this area, because it is absolutely amazing what they're doing to build that community.
100%. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Man, it looks like we did something in almost every month this year. So let's go to October.
October was it was a good month. In October, we took our third sailing on Celebrity Cruise Lines. That ship was the Celebrity Beyond. And let me tell you, that did not disappoint. This was our BYOC group cruise. And if you don't know what that stands for, it stands for Bring Your Own Cruise. It's basically a kickback where we just hang out with other content creators. We have a good time. We get to know each other. No pressure, no group activities. We just do what we do on the ship. And we also invite some of our subscribers along as well to just come and hang out with us and get to know us. We want to give a special shout out to Liam and Angel, who have cruised with us a couple of times this year, and Miss Theodore and Amir, who we also met on the ship. They cruised.
Her grandson.
Yes, Amir is Miss Theodore's grandson, but they cruised with us. We had dinner with them. We hung out whenever we saw them, and everybody kind of did their own thing, but we had a great time getting to know those folks on the cruise.
100%. So that is my favorite cruise of the year. Not between, obviously the people I know we got to hang out with, but celebrity, food and ports were good.
Yes.
And just an amazing atmosphere, and loved everything about it. I don't have one single complaint about that Celebrity Cruise.
Absolutely.
It was 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. Special shout out to Regina from the Travel Savvy Hub, Peter from My Cruising Family, and Kiki from Team Reach Travels. They also joined us on this sailing, and I had to say, getting to know those other content creators were amazing as well. If you're not already following them, go ahead and check the description below, and I will tag them.
So if you've made it through October with us, go ahead and hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way in helping the channel. It's a small click for you, but it's a big deal for us. Moving on to a magical November.
It was certainly magical.
I'm not talking about your Thanksgiving cooking.
Oh, well, you know what? Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm talking about our second sailing ever on a Disney ship, the Disney Dream.
So this sailing, as Brandon said before, combined two of my favorite things, which are Disney and Christmas. That cruise did start off a little rocky for us, and it was all our fault. Honestly, please don't make this mistake. Try not to show up to the cruise port 2 hours before your boarding time.
Do not, with Disney, show up to your boarding time hours early. Do not do that.
No. Unlike some cruises, you can kind of sneak on board a little bit earlier if the line is going down, they're moving faster. Disney is going to do what Disney's going to do, and if they say show up at 11:30, show up at 11:30. Don't show up at 10:30.
If they say show up at 2:30, don't show up at 12.
No, please don't.
We find that out the hard way.
Yes, absolutely.
Disney was my third favorite cruise this year. It was the Very Merry Time Sailing, which is their Christmas themed sailings, and Siobhan loves everything about Christmas, but it was just some stuff about this sailing that did not put me in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, I had a hard time with it. And usually I am always a person who's going to see the brighter side. And this one, I saw a little bit of red, and it wasn't Santa soup. Thank you. It was the people. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to Disney, sometimes people lose a little bit of their couth. They don't.
And it wasn't the kids.
No, it wasn't the kids. A lot of pushing and shoving at events. You have to get there early because the crowds are going to be waiting for things to happen. And if you don't get there early, you're not going to be able to see it. Yeah, I mean, that's my major complaint. Yeah, that's my only complaint.
Yeah, so we got to see there are 2 private islands.
Yes.
The newest private island, Lookout, which is significantly a downgrade from their older private island, which is Castaway Cay.
Yes.
That was another negative for me. Is Lookout. I did not think Lookout was great.
Yeah, I mean, taking a 11-12 minute walk to get to the port was already hard enough, especially in the heat, and especially if you do have some mobility challenges. I know they do have is it a trolley? What do they call it?
Tram, trolley.
Yeah. So I know they do have a tram that will take you from the ship to the island, but if you don't have that ability, the issue is going to come with walking. That walk is pretty long, so long that they have a water station in the middle of the walk, so you can take a sip of water and cool down before you continue on with your journey. The hope is that Disney is going to continue to develop that island so it can become like Castaway, but in order to keep developing it, I think they need to add some kind of tram service.
Oh, so once you get to the island, then you have to fight bees for food.
Now, listen, we don't know, like I said, we don't know if that's like that on every single sailing, but on our particular sailing, we did have to fight bees. I remember on the cruise where there was a first look for the island, a lot of the vloggers said that there was a fly issue. So it may be just an insect season, but at that point in time, we did encounter a lot of bees. Just be careful.
And to the point where I think a bee fell in my drink, and I drank it, and I thought I was going to turn into Spider-Man.
Or Bee-Man.
Or Bee-Man, yeah, you're right.
You are Bee-Man. No, I'm just messing.
Stop it. And final complaint about that island is that unlike Castaway, who was a clear divide between the adults and the family, Lookout does not have that same split.
Yeah.
Like everything's kind of combined.
Yes.
And I did not like that at all.
Yeah. So if you are going for the adults only area, just know that there is a area on the island that is adults only, but there's not an area where you would say it's just not accessible by kids, because even if you walk on the beach, walking on the beach, we did see kids cross over with their adult parents to the adults only area.
Third favorite cruise of the year.
All right. So Brandon, how did we get to the Disney Dream?
We took Spirit Airlines.
Another, we said we would never.
But times was hard. And we booked this last minute. So we had to figure out something. And Spirit was the only reasonable option.
And would you say Spirit was a good experience?
I say it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
It was not. I think it got the job done. It did what it was supposed to do. Yeah. We left on time. We got there on time. We got our luggage, and Spirit did what they were supposed to do.
We got our feedback on the ground.
We got our feedback on the ground. Now, if you want to check out our review of Spirit Airlines, I will insert the video, and you guys can go and check that out as well. But we also did something else after we got off the Disney Dream.
We decided, let's just extend our vacation by 3 more days.
Yes.
So what do we decide to do for the next 3 days?
We decided that we were going to jump back on Virgin Voyages.
This time on the Resilient Lady. This was we're here for a good time, not a long time cruise.
Absolutely.
And we had a good time. There's another cruise where there were a lot of friends on the cruise.
Yes.
That we got to hang out with, and food was good, atmosphere was good, shows were good. I think we might give it a longer sailing. Stay tuned.
Yes. This was also a specialty sailing for Virgin Voyages. This was a 2-day cruise to nowhere with the DJ headliner, Sam Felt. Sam actually is a DJ and music producer. And I got to say, I did like that little bop bop cruise where you bopped over there real quick and bopped back. So Virgin, do more of those. I like those specialty sailings.
Absolutely. And if you're on the fence about Virgin, that's the perfect kind of cruise to take. Just a quick little 3-day, 2-night, figure out whether you like it or not, just to give it a try. So don't close your mind, give it a try if you're still on the fence. And this is where my journey for the year ends. Siobhan, I'll let you have December.
December, Shay and I took a mother-daughter 2-day trip. 2 days, you heard that right, trip to Orlando, Florida to go to Walt Disney World. The first day we spent exploring the hotel. We stayed at All-Star Sports Resort, and then we went to, we did a little bit of resort hopping and then went on to Disney Springs. But the second day, we experienced all 4 parks in one day. And can I just tell you, that we were absolutely exhausted, but we had an amazing time. So I appreciate having that mother-daughter time. Unfortunately, Brandon could not make it, and I am sorry for that because I love doing these things with him. But yes, we had a great time. If you want to check out that footage, you can catch it over on my channel, Hey Miss Parker. And yeah, that's where that footage lives.
So that was the end of our 2024 traveling year. What an amazing year.
It was a great year. All right. So the best of 2024 award goes to Brandon Parker. Best meal.
Celebrity Beyond.
Brandon Parker. Best entertainment.
Disney Cruise Line.
Brandon. The best ship innovation.
The Pearl from Icon of the Sea. Okay, so that's enough of me talking. Siobhan, best port experience.
I would have to say on Icon, we went to St. Martin.
Best onboard activity.
Best onboard activity would have to be, it would have to be the water park on Icon of the Seas.
And that wraps up the 2024 season. It's been great.
We appreciate you, 2024.
Yes, but that's enough for 2024.
Let's move on to 2025. What do we have going on? What do we have looking ahead in 2025?
So 2025, we're hitting the ground running. So in January, we make our triumphant return back to the Virgin Voyager Scarlet Lady. We have not sailed her since the inaugural cruise back in October of 2021.
Okay, so it has been a little over 3 years, but since then, the Scarlet Lady has done a little bit of a refresh, and we're going to be among some of the first people to board that ship. So be sure to stay tuned so you guys can see all of the action that we're going to be bringing you from the Scarlet Lady.
Ishmael, how do we obtain this cruise?
I want it. I want a free cruise. Yeah, so I attended a training and I actually won it. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we're going to start off the ground with the hits being paying nothing for a cruise. and we get to revisit San Juan, which is one of our maybe our favorite port, even though we've only been there once. We get to go back to San Juan, which is, like I said, one of our favorite ports, and to a port we've never been before, St. Croix. Absolutely. So those are a couple of things that we are excited and looking forward to. Let's jump into February.
So February, as you know, is a month for the lovers. So we have partnered with your favorite couple and Team Reach Travels for a little something we call Reconnecting at Sea.
Yes. So this is a couples cruise where us and other couples will come together and have a good time just hanging out and getting to know each other. We are so excited about this cruise. It will be on the Celebrity Ascent. If you guys are interested, there's still time. There's still cabins available. Reach out and I can get you booked.
Again, this is where I go to the back and bring you to the front. Go.
In March, I will be boarding the Carnival Conquest for the first, and I did say first, ever Lush Cruise. If you do not know what Lush stands for, it stands for Ladies Unwinding, Sipping, and Hanging. And it is a ladies trip. I didn't say a girls trip. Okay, this is a ladies trip. We're going to go. We're going to have a good time. It is a weekend sailing March 7th through the 10th. Once again, cabins are still available if you're interested. But come and hang out with us. We'll be glad to have you. We already have a great lineup of events. If you want to join us, reach out to me, parkersonthego16@gmail.com.
So we don't have a lot planned. Like, we're very front loaded for the year.
Very.
And this might be the main event.
Oh, yeah.
Of the year.
Yeah.
And it happens in May. I'll let you take the floor, my sweet.
No, you stop letting me take the floor. You take the floor.
It's your birthday cruise.
Brandon surprised me with a cruise for my birthday. And I have been talking about this on the channel for almost a full 3 years now. I want to go to Alaska. He surprised me with not only being able to go to Alaska on a cruise, but going on the Disney Wonder. So I'm excited to say that we will be sailing on the Disney Wonder to Alaska for the first time ever on both the ship and in Alaska, and I could not be more excited.
So if we don't do a cruise after May, you might understand why. Those are just the cruises. That's not going to mention the land travels that we're going to take, the air travels that we're going to take.
We're sprinkling some stuff in, y'all. We're going to shake it up for 2025.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
There you go.
And we hope you come along for the ride and just experience life with us and take us to new levels.
Absolutely. All right. So 2024 was absolutely incredible, and we cannot wait to start 2025 off with a bang. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button so you can know when we upload new content. Drop in the comments below what you are most excited to see from us in 2025.
Or what you're most excited for yourselves in 2025.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe we'll pop up on you.
And for fun, because we want to know too, guess how many miles we traveled in 2024?
All right, fam, we appreciate you joining us for this video. We can't wait to see you in 2025 and in these travel streets. And until next time, Parker's out.